named after the famous Birdman. He never lived there, but there are a number of his original works inside, hence the name. The house was built in the very early 1800s by the great wrecking captain, Captain Geiger. If you go on a tour of that house, you will hear a voice that says, "This is the ghost of Captain Geiger. Welcome to my home." It's a fake ghost, of course, but there are a number of original ghosts, actually documented spirits, that do roam that house. So do keep your eyes and your cameras on those windows. This is one of the houses. It is not rare for us to see a face appear, especially right there in the top right. That was the quarantine room. Plagues of yellow fever were not uncommon here in Key West. If contracted, was quite contagious. There was no cure. Quarantine was implemented to slow the spread. Unfortunate for the Geiger family, all 5 of their children fell ill. They were confined to their playroom until they died. All 5 of those children are buried in surrounding gardens directly behind me. But their spirits, they do remain in that playroom, living out their childhood that was cut short. If you enter that room, you will hear children's voices, you will hear giggling, you will feel their presence, I guarantee it. Now, before cameras were commonplace, people would often have portraits painted of their deceased loved ones so they could remember them. Sometimes, in the case of an infant, a doll would be crafted in their likeness.
Rubber doll.
This is the Philo baby.
No. Dolls are never good.
Now they say when this baby, or this doll, was placed next to that infant, you could not tell the difference. They also say that infant's spirit entered the doll at that time. She also does not like to have her picture taken. The black streak across that photo, most photos came out like this, if at all. She did not like to have her picture taken. So one day there was a man here from the Discovery Channel. He's doing an article on the Audubon house. Has nothing to do with ghosts. When he said to the employees that is there anything else I should know, they said, yes, we have a haunted doll. He kind of laughed at that idea. But when they said she did not like to have her picture taken, of course she had to go take a few photos. Well, that night the museum closed. He's driving down Whitehead Street. His camera was sitting on his front seat. 1, 2, 3.
You're due!
Nice job. He said his camera casing popped open and all of his film was exposed. Well, he came back the very next day to reshoot that doll. She was gone. Nobody knew where she went. The World Weekly News put up a $5,000 reward for her return, dubbed her the Demon Doll. Nobody turned that doll in. She's still here in Key West somewhere. $5,000 was a lot of money back in the 1980s. If I found that doll, I would have turned it back in. Now, we come to the very last descendant. His name was Willie Smith. He never left that house, never left the 2nd floor. We do believe this is Willie. Pass this one around. He was a recluse. Like I said, never left that house. There was no running water, there was no electricity. Did you see it? Oh. He took things to such extremes where he would lower a basket down for people to put food and water in. Only after they left would he raise it back up. Willie died in 1956, but his spirit does remain. Now when the employees talk about Willie's ghost, it is often accompanied by the strong stench of urine. Willie was a recluse. He was not the cleanest guy in the world. There was no running water. But here's the good news. When the employees experience this, all they have to say is, Willie, would you get out of here so we can get on with our work? And they say that smell disappears. Willie never wanted to leave that house when he was alive. Definitely not going to leave it now that he's dead. But we are. I'm going to take you now to a place with a lot of spirits. Both the ghostly kind and the kind you drink. Okay, we can't go in anymore. But anyway, you guys are going to look at that picture, pass Willie around. I'm going to tell you a small story while you're looking at that picture. Directly behind you is a museum. It's called the Mel Fisher Museum. Raise your hands if you've been in there. Tomorrow I want to see everybody's hands raised. That is a beautiful museum. My favorite in all of Key West. I still go there. Mel Fisher and his wife Dio searched for the Etosha here in Key West for 17 years. Every single day, that man would say, today's the day. 17 years of his life he searched for that ship. The Etosha was a Spanish treasure galleon. Sank back in 1622, 30 miles west of here. It carried one of the largest shipments of gold, silver, and emeralds ever. $500 million worth. Well, back in 1622, when that ship sank, there was only 5 survivors. Those 5 survivors tried to tell the Spanish government where that ship was. They searched for it for 60 years. They never found that ship. Mel Fisher and his wife and his kids, 17 years of their life, every penny they had to search for that ship. 1985, they found it. $500 million worth of gold, silver, and emeralds. Everybody tried to take it away from them. They fought and fought. They kept every bit of it. Treasure hunting nowadays is not the same. But before Mel Fisher found that ship in 1985, he lost 5 people. That's a new one. 5 people survived in 1622. 5 people died on Mel Fisher's crew before he found that ship. One of them was his son. 5 survived, 5 died. I don't know if that's a coincidence or not. 1, 2, 3. Yeah! Nice job. I guarantee you will love that museum.